Good evening, everybody. How is everyone? Has everyone recovered from Getz who were there? Hope you're all keeping well. And hi to anybody who's watching this on replay. So who we got in the house tonight? Off the marks with Leslie Gilpin Railways, Graham Leamington Station. Hi Graham, how you doing? Are you out delivering pizzas again tonight? Tom Houston Model Rail, Martin O'Keefe. Martin, can you send me an email with your address so I can get your badge out to you? You can get me on donegaldad@gmail.com. Andy, Hot Dog Pilot, Mick92, Clive, Newland Railway, Anthony Dodge, Model Train Outsider. You were much missed at the weekend, Anthony. Flymo Chairman 1, good evening, sir. And hi to anyone who's there in the background. RC Dino's in as well. President XT Locomotive Shed, good evening, guys. Smallwood Junction, good evening, sir. It was good to meet you on the weekend. Simon SJ TrainWorld, good evening. Ivo Van Zon, good evening. Wolfsec Scenics PW. Oh, the usual crowd are here tonight. Is Valerie in as well? Did I see someone say hello to Valerie? Hi, Valerie. Hope you're keeping well. Oh, you in the Growler? Blackwood N-Gauge Layout. Good evening, sir. It's good to meet you at the weekend as well. My video on the weekend will be out tomorrow. It's a whole video because I hardly took any photos or video while I was there because everyone else was doing it and it was so crowded and packed. And I thought there's going to be plenty of videos out there to get. So really it's just about what I bought and who I met. Great weekend. It's great to meet everyone. Catch up. All these people who I've spoke to over live streams, but yet never met in person. It was great to meet everyone and chat and meet everyone in the flesh, so to speak. So I say hi to everyone, welcome. This evening, you can see I've cleared my new layout area. The winter layout is sitting out in the hallway on some stands at the moment because I want to get cracking with the inclines here so then I can start laying track because, to be honest, to lay the track and get it cut and do all the solder joints and everything is going to take a long time on here. Get the inclines done, then I can do a bit of the track each week and it'll be done in no time at all. There was a good few traders. I'd say there was more traders than there was layouts, to be honest. But that's probably because making tracks took up such a big space. Robin Fally, was that someone pop in there? Hi, how are you doing? Oh, hi, H&H Express Model N Scale. Good evening, sir. How are you? Jerry BVR, good evening, sir. How are you keeping? Oh, you're all flooding in now. Hope you're all keeping well. So anyway, currently I filmed a bit of a video of this earlier on off the incline, so that will be next week's video. So I'm going to do some of the building here this evening, show you how I do it, the way I work it out, and just see what you guys think. As you can see, I've got a message rolling along the bottom. There will be drills and saws and everything in use this evening, so it will get a bit loud for anybody who's on headphones or trying to watch quietly in the corner while the missus is watching Coronation Street or whatever. Joshua W56 Gaming, good evening, sir. A large hole has appeared in my layout. Amazing what a multi-tool can do. Oh, Kieran's in, J94. Good evening, Kieran. And Ashley's in as well. Good evening, Ashley. Alan, Dragon Junction. Good evening, sir. How are you doing? You made it home safe enough? I've got your lavvy here somewhere to put on the layout. There it is there. We'll get the shine off it. Good evening, Brian. How you doing? John Piccadilly. Yes, John, it was great to meet you as well. We've conversed a few times over the internet, and to actually meet you in person was great. Andy, Moreland Model Railway. Good evening, Andy. How you doing, sir? Yeah, it was a great weekend. Thanks to Timber as well for organising the meetup on the first level. It was great to meet so many people and, you know, put faces to the names and such. I didn't think I did too bad. I think I remember most people's names, apart from Tony Northeastern. I was speaking to him on the Saturday, and then he came up and he was speaking to me on the Sunday, and I couldn't remember speaking to him the day before because I was just like, I was like, did I speak to you yesterday, Tony? I can't remember. There were so many people there, and it was so I think that's about the only trip up I had. And he was like, yeah, you spoke to me yesterday. And I was like, oh, shit. Sorry, Tony. Anyway, on with building the inclines. So how I build my inclines is I use the ratio of the incline. What I'll just do is there's a website I use. I will just find that for you now while I think of it, and I'll put a link to it in the chat. Actually, don't open it in there because then I'll lose my tab and it'll all go pear-shaped. There's a little website I use. So if you have a grade, which is a percentage, a ratio, or just an angle, you can put it in whatever you have into that, and it will calculate it and give you the other two answers. So and it tells you a little bit about slopes and everything and how they work. Wow, I got 45 in so far. I think that's a new record for me. Right, so let's have a little bit of theory, I suppose. Let's get the whiteboard out. Actually, do you know what? I'll move the camera because that'll be easier than me trying to move the whiteboard. So bear with a minute, guys. Right, we'll move that around. So don't forget to hit the like button for me, guys, and subscribe if you're new here. If you've got any questions, pop them in the comments. If I don't spot them, just keep posting until I get them, or someone else may answer it for me. Right, so you want to know what slope can you have on your model railway? Well, you need to know two things. The run, so how much space you've got to put a slope in, and the height you want to get to. As I say, when I'm building mines, I use the ratio of the slope. I find that easiest. Let me just bring the chat over on my phone so I can just sort of keep half an eye on it. Here starts the lesson. Yes, everyone paying attention? You down the back, stop talking. So if, just for an example, say you have, use simple maths here, so you have a run of 100 centimeters. So that's your run there, 100 centimeters. Everybody see that okay? And you want to rise up. So this isn't to scale, 2 centimeters. Okay? So your rise to over a distance of 100 centimeters. So if you take 100, divide it by the 2 rise that you want, that gives you 50. So that means your ratio will be 1 to 50. So that means for every 50 units this way, you go up 1 unit, if that makes sense to everyone. Now, it's important when you're doing this that you stick to the same units. You either use inches or use centimeters or use millimeters. Don't switch between the two because you'll get confused and it'll make a mess of everything. Use the same measuring units. Any questions on that? So basically, I measured my layout where I want to put the incline. I worked out the distance, and I reckon I can get a 1 in 60 incline. So that's what I'm building mine as, a 1 in 60. So where's the... John's teacher. So how am I doing, John? You're starting to sound like a teacher. I've had to tell people to stop talking, keep still, pay attention, and focus on your work. Teacher, Flymo is making funny faces at me. So mine is a 1 in 60, which means for every 60 units across, I'm using centimeters, I go up 1 unit. So it's 1 centimeter. Okay. That's how I build my inclines. So to actually construct them, let's move the camera again. I have some 10mm ply cut into lengths. And then for the supports, previously you can see on this one, I've used 2x1 and made frames. This one here, I've got some 2x4 and I've just cut it into different thicknesses. So because I'm using 1 in 60, that means every 60 centimeters it goes up 1 centimeter, or every 30 centimeters it goes up 0.5 centimeter. So that means every 30 centimeters there will be support, or old money, every 12 inches. Now, obviously the track is going to be coming around here in a curve. Now I don't want to start my incline on a curve. So it's going to come out and it's going to straighten about there. And then I'll give it a couple of centimeters of straight before I start the curve up. The thing you have to remember is this ply I'm using is already 1 centimeter up. So that means from where I start there, it's going to be 60 centimeters to the start of this because that's already 1 centimeter up. And then you can see I've already put, this is from my old layout here, so it's already ready to go. I have 0.5 centimeter, 1.5 centimeters, 2 centimeters, and so on. Every 30 centimeters I have a support. Does that make sense? Let me just scroll back the chat before it see how many people I've lost. I don't think I've lost myself. Oh, I see you're all misbehaving. Start giving out lines. Wait, this isn't the geography class. Yeah, there will be homework and there'll be questions afterwards. Oh, I see. Andy's asking about the weather. Yeah, how was it up with you, Flymo? There's a couple of red warnings up your direction. We had it relatively easy here yesterday. There's a little bit of wind and a little bit of rain, no more than usual for Donegal. So, oh, Robert's in as well. Hi, Robert Kennedy. How you doing? Please, can I go to the toilet? Flymo's in detention. Oh dear. Can you repeat it, Mark, but a bit slower? Well, anybody who hasn't sort of grasped what I was saying, I have recorded this earlier on a video, and it will be out next Friday. So there might be a bit more detail on that, but I'll probably be referring back to this live stream to watch it as well. Oh, hi, Jonah. Yeah, don't forget to hit the like button. Thanks, Jonah, for that. Yeah, hit the like button and subscribe if you're new here. Got any questions, pop them in the chat. So I'm going to start this one here. I've already measured it out, so I'm going to start this at the edge of this baseboard here. So basically, I'm just going to screw this section in position. So there's going to be a bit of noise now, guys. I know you all like giving out when I start drilling and I don't warn you. And so anybody on headphones, here's your warning. So I want to build the inclines first, because once the inclines are in place, I can see then where I can put the track for my fiddle yard, which is why I'm doing it this way around. So let's see. Just going to pop them through. Paint on it, which is why that's popping out. Now, obviously, because this is sectional, at a later date, I'm going to have to go through here, put extra supports in, and cut it, which is going to be a bit more work, but hey ho, that's the way we do it. Oh, John BW22 is in. Good evening, John. How you doing? The winter layer is not finished. It's moved out to the hallway, so I can do some work here. There's a bit more work to do on it. Excuse me, just need a drink there. So I'll be carrying that on now over the next couple of weeks. I'm away this weekend because we have the Heritage Awards, which we're finalists in, so we're got a trip down to Kildare on Saturday. So I'll see if we're successful in that, but if not, we're already the county winners, and there's 5 of us in for the award, so we're already in the top 5 of the country, so can't complain to that. No, I haven't chamfered the plywood end, Jerry, because obviously the incline isn't going to start here because this is already a centimetre high. The incline will actually start here. So I'll be using some thinner ply and cork and that to build this incline up to here, up to this level. That's nice and secure. So obviously now I need to put a section. It's in my messy room. So obviously I need to put a section in here. So I need to measure that, cut a piece of wood. And that is 36.5 centimeters, should do that. Measure twice, cut once. Right, be some sawing action now, guys. So I'm trying not to cut through any cables while I'm sawing this. So if it all goes dark, you do, oh, just as I say that, the camera disconnects. Oh dear. Bear with me. I happen to pull the cable out for the camera, so we'll get that back now. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Try not to cut the sofa either. It's gone dark. Did John say he had a previous comment? Check back to a previous. What? I can't see what your previous Oh, John, you were there, were you? And I missed you. Oh, never mind. I was there Saturday and Sunday. I left not long after the meetup on Sunday because I had two of my kids with me. So we decided to take a look around Milton Keynes, which, to be honest, didn't take long. We went to the Sci-Fi Museum in Milton Keynes. It was actually very, very good. All right, now I got the picture back. I can finish sawing. I'm trying to do this in a position where I can't get too much sawdust trampled into the carpet. Well, that wasn't meant to happen. A bit of a snap. Right. I've got splinters all over the carpet, so don't walk in here in bare feet. Yeah, jigsaw will be better. I should have bought my jigsaw in, but I thought, no, I'll do hand saw. Yeah, concrete cow city, Milton Keynes. It is pretty much roundabout after roundabout after roundabout. Yeah, there was a lot of roundabouts. Right, so there's that section in there. This is a train saw massacre. Very good, John. So this is just a joining piece underneath. When I'm brushing my mic off, the thing that will help you guys, just move it up a wee bit. What is it? I'm going straight. Have you guys taken heed of the warning? There will be noise. So what did everyone else think of it and the making tracks layout? I'll tell you one thing, it was really busy. There's a couple of points where they stopped people coming in to, they wouldn't let people in until people went out. And at some points it did feel like it was a bit overcrowded, that if there was an emergency or something, you wouldn't be able to get out easily. Especially up in the balconies. And what does everybody think of this new model show in the NEC at the end of April? So it's not just going to be model railways, it's going to be all sorts of modeling. Turn the sound down. Just put Trumbo's badge on the shelf of fame. Very good, Brian. I need another piece of wood to join on the curve, and then I can go and start putting supports in. Birmingham, who wants to go there? Well, the good thing about Birmingham is, one, it's bigger. Two, if I can fly into Birmingham Airport and walk from there to the hotel and walk to the NEC. So I don't have to get a hire car. I won't be going to Worley this year because it happens to fall on the last weekend of November. It seemed to, before that, used to fall on the third weekend of November. And I just can't make that date with things going on here at home and cinema, at the museum and everything. So it just doesn't work for me. All right, the McConaughey way. Someone needs to jump. I see a hump. Yeah, well, we're getting there. Hi, we're getting there. Give us a chance. So all I'm doing here is using a bit of 2x1 just as a joining piece. So what this is, there's no hiding my excellent carpentry skills from you guys. All my straight cuts. I'm a bit of a rough and ready baseboard builder. Right, so now we need to put the supports in. John, that's the question I've been asking. What, for a wheelchair user, what would be the right height? Because I was trying to decide on the height of this layout, and I'm thinking now maybe this might be a bit too high for someone in a wheelchair. There will be two tracks going up or down, or one up and down, whatever way you want to put it. Right, where am I? Where's my tape measure gone? There it is. So that is 2 centimeters. So the next one will be 2.5. The one I made earlier. So when you're measuring the distance to put the supports, don't measure the slope, measure the flat. So that one will go there. I had great fun cutting some of these earlier on. Almost took my fingers off, I don't know how many times. There. So that's 3 centimeters. Now, when doing the curve, let me just move some stuff around a little bit here so you can see. What I do is I take the center line measurement, because you remember with the curves, as you can see on this curve, this distance here is shorter than this distance here. So as it goes up, this is going to be steeper than the outside. I know a lot of people can't get that in their heads, but if you think about it, this is a shorter distance than that going up the same gradient, so that means it's steeper. Oh, hi Christopher, Hobby Vlogs. Good to catch up with you as well at the weekend. Still fun size, right? So, saying that, this is where having a flexible tape comes in really handy. Where did I put my pencil? Your layout is 22 inches from the floor. What's this? See, this is 3 foot high, and this is the baseboard, and so the scenery level is going to start at 3'6". If you zoomed out, we wouldn't be able to see how bad your woodwork is. Yeah, all right, Seamus, we know you've all got laser cutters and everything to get exact cuts and everything. This is just rough and ready. This is rustic. So 3D Lasercraft is Seamus, who's one of my fellow directors at the museum. And he just gives me grief. Spring Cottage Motorway, good evening, sir. That's a name I don't think I've seen on here before. Hope you're keeping well. Yeah, so this is the scenic area is going to, obviously the base of the scenic area is going to be start at 3.5 foot off the ground. And then obviously it will probably increase to probably no more than another 6 to 8 inches above that when you take hills and everything into it. It sounds strange to control layout height. Thanks, Hi. Yeah, the further you zoom out, the better it looks. Maybe if I go and put the camera way in the corner. This guy, I should be working on it. It's not a Christmas layout. The word's banned until at least after Halloween. It's a winter layout. Right, I'm going to have to move this camera over here a wee bit now. You know, it's just gone 8 o'clock and it is pitch black outside. Oh, dark. So as I was saying, take the center line. So we're going from there around. So that is about there. And I'll do the next one. 30, about there. Next one, 30 is about there. So you want to measure the flat level, not the slope. So what did we get up to? This was 3, so we're going 3.5. Goes in there. And 4 goes there. And 4.5 will go there. And I'll use that to actually join that piece. So there we go. So now, if I move this back, you can see how the incline has started to rise up. We've got a nice gentle slope, 1 in 60, which for double O gauge, most things should go up that. Maybe if you have an 040 pulling a couple of carriages, it might struggle with that, but that's when you can use a banking engine, so like a real railway. Are you going to angle the curve? Do you mean put a slope on the curve? Yeah, I'm putting my slope on the curve. Yeah, Spring Cottage motorway, trying to find the time, that's the thing. Right, now I'm going to have to move my lights and my laptop to continue on around that way. So bear with me a minute, guys. If you've got any questions, this is your chance to put them in now, so I can keep a better eye on the comments for the next few minutes. Oh, you're going to, oh, do you mean super elevation? Thanks, Andy. Is that what you mean? Well, obviously, I'm not going to do super elevation on this because this is going to be hidden and up, but I may do it on the main layout. It depends what sort of curves and everything I have. I did get a set of track setters from Westwell Wagon Works. You'll see them tomorrow in my video. Same ones Brian at Finnerton got. Am I joining the baseboards together? They're bolted together. So obviously, when I've put this in, I need to go where the joins are, put a piece of wood in either side and secure it. So when I take it apart, it comes apart nicely because I've got those little sleepers from DCC Concepts for soldering on, so I can have the edges together. Is it easy in tracking it? Yeah, it's using FlexiTrack or SetTrack. To be honest, I use mostly FlexiTrack because it's the easiest thing to do to put around. As I say, I've got the track setters, so I can sweep the curves to put the curves in the FlexiTrack. Sometimes I do, where I'm using the third radius, I just use Hornby curves, put them in there. But most of my layouts will be built just using FlexiTrack. Oh yeah, I do have locating pins as well. I've got metal dowels that I've put in. You obviously haven't watched my video where I built these, Brian, or you would see that. If you go back a few months, there is a video where I built this, and you can see how I put in the locating dowels and the bolts with the captive nuts on them. So to take this apart, all I need is my electric screwdriver with a 13mm socket on it to take the whole thing apart. Where did I get the pins? I got them on, it was either eBay or Amazon. I actually put some affiliate links to them in that video I done, so you'll be able to follow the links to see where I got them. I think I probably got them off eBay. It was a set of 10, I think, for a couple of quid, as far as I remember. Well, I was lucky. I didn't have to travel home on the Sunday. I stayed another night in Milton Keynes. We went back to the hotel, chilled out, had some food. I think I was in bed by 9 o'clock. And then we were up then in the morning, left the hotel about 8:30, got to the airport in plenty of time, and flew out, got the 1:10 flight back to Belfast. And I was back home here by 6 o'clock in the evening. So it was a nice weekend. As I say, I flew out on the Friday because I'm fed up with flying out early on a Saturday morning and already having traveled for 6-7 hours, then trying to go around a train show knackered. I was just going around thinking, I just want to get to my hotel. So the Dublin show is on over the last weekend in October, which is a bank holiday weekend here in Ireland. So I'm going to try and get down on the Sunday, maybe, if I can, get down to have a look around there. How did the car park look at Milton Keynes? Is that what you're on about, Brian? Well, on the Sunday or Saturday, we couldn't get anywhere near the car park because the Dons were playing, so we were parking in the bowl, and then there was vintage buses to take us in. I ended up there early on the Saturday, so we got the bus in. There was no problem. I know other people, they arrived later. They were queuing ages for the buses, and I think one of them broke down. And then on the Sunday, again, I was in there early, so I got parked, and then people were coming later were struggling to find a parking space. Oh, the airport. Oh, yeah, actually. If you guys want to see some pictures, I did take some. Let me see if I can bring the pictures up so you can see it. Because as we were taxiing out, you could see the car park. So anybody who's not aware, they had a fire last week or the week before in, what was that? I've just disconnected the camera again. Sorry guys, bear with me. Keep doing that. And we should be back. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, as I was saying, there was a fire in Luton, and car park caught fire. And apparently, while we were there, we were told that somebody's car had caught on fire, and they thought it would be best to drive to the top of the car park. Instead of, let me just share that if I can, instead of driving it out. And of course, they got only up so far when they had to get out of it because the thing was on fire and it just destroyed everything. I don't know if you can, is that coming up? You can see how badly burnt it is there. I did have another one. There's a bit of a closer up look. You can see the state of it there. So there's loads of cars still in there. They can't get in. A lot of the floors have collapsed. It's just rubble. It's in a terrible state. So yeah, that's the airport. Oh, I see Chris Valleys. How are you doing there? Yeah, there's loads of cars in there. Some of the ones on the top floor don't look like they're damaged at all. They just, you know, they're sooty. You know, the tires aren't even melted on them, but they can't get at them because the floors below them have collapsed. So they're going to have to get a crane in or get them up. Yeah, and of course they were quick to say, oh, it was a diesel car, but apparently it was a diesel hybrid, and it was the hybrid part that caught fire. So, but that's what I've heard. I don't know how true it is. You know how these stories grow legs, and somewhere between it is the truth. All right, back to the inclines. I'm still clearing stuff away here, making space so I can continue on. And try not to disconnect the camera again. Cars to be sold to Poland, get repainted and sold as cars in Rotterdam. All right, okay. I don't know. I obviously, I've done it again. Sorry, guys. I keep pulling the cable out. I'm using a extension cable for the USB, so every so often I just pull it apart. There we go. I'll put the camera on there so you can see some of my collection. Do I have a starter for the incline? No. I'll just show you again. I'll try not to disconnect the camera again. So obviously the incline is going to start about here. And it goes up to here. Now this is the start of the built incline, if you like, because this is already a centimetre high. So the incline will start about here and come up there. So I'll use some thinner ply and some cork and that to gradually build up the incline up to this level. So that's how I'll do that. What show in April? The model show that's going to be on in the NEC in April. Is that the one you're on about there? It's TrainWorld publishing it, who are making it. Apparently, somebody was saying that Worley have the agreement with the NEC that there'll be no other model railway show in the NEC. So somebody's come up with the idea, let's have a model show that takes in different modeling aspects, you know, model boats, planes, trains, the whole lot. And making tracks is going to be up there, and they're going to add another 50 feet to it. So it'll be over 200 feet long. at the show, end of April, Hall 17, NEC. It's last weekend in April. It's not up on the NEC site, but if you go to Key Publishing or just Google Railway Model Show NEC April, it'll come up with the Key Publishing site and give you the details on it. Timber Surf, good evening, sir. How are you doing? Thank you for arranging that meetup at the weekend. It was great to finally meet you, even though you thought you met me before. That's right. Noisy again, guys. So this is my old incline from my old layout that I'm taking apart and reusing the curves and such like on it. Because if I had any sense, I would have taken it apart in order and numbered it, so I could have just reassembled it, because it's more or less the same incline on this one. So this curve now, if I could bring you back over here. So the incline will now run on the inside. So it's on the outside over there, and it's running on the inside now, because obviously I don't want it to start interfering with the scenics that side. So I'm going to run out on the inside, because this is going to be, if you like, the center of the layout here. This is going to be the back of the layout. It's going to run on. If that makes sense. It's 10 mil plywood. Well, it's 9. It's just under 10. And I'm putting the supports every 30 centimeters. If Mark had any sense, he wouldn't be building it live on YouTube. Here I am, warts and all. But as I say, I show you guys how not to do it. Right, where is, just checking my mic levels, make sure it hasn't died on me and I'm talking to myself. All right, tape measure again. So I need to measure this gap here. Cut another piece of wood. So that is 37. Actually, I could probably bring that in a wee bit. 36.5. Where's that piece of wood I cut earlier on? That's right, you guys chat amongst yourself while I mumble on to myself here quietly. Right, I'm going to go onto the outside and cut this because it'll be easier. Right. There we go. Great thing about using a hand saw is it keeps you warm. And on that note, I'm just going to put a little bit of more wood on the fire. The handy thing about doing all this woodwork is the old little bits of offcuts you can throw on the fire, keep yourself warm. I don't know if you can hear it crackling in the background. You think 6mm? Well, I'm using 10 because I've got a good bit over here, and it saves me going to buy another sheet of stuff when I'm just using this stuff. That's purely why I'm using it. It's funny talking to yourself as when you start laughing at your own jokes because you haven't heard them before. That's when you get worried. Yep. Shedmouth Junction. Good evening, Martin. How are you doing? Sorry I missed you on Sunday. Yeah, don't you know it, Seamus? Although I did see a car pull up, so I'm not sure if she is actually home or not. Should organise a YouTubers meet at a heritage road. That's good. Yeah, that's a good idea, Brian. Didn't they used to do that at the Severn Valley? Have some sort of YouTubers meet there? Of course, I don't think it's been done since pre-COVID. Yeah, should arrange it. So pick one, I suppose. if you could pick one close to an airport that I can fly directly from from Belfast, that'd be great. So I'm sure my missus won't mind me disappearing again for a while. All right, so what was that? That was 4.5. And we got 5 and 5.5, and that's the only supports I've done so far. So let's measure. And let me actually turn the camera around so you can see what I'm doing while I'm. Sorry, talk to yourself as long as you don't start arguing. How much are flights? Well, it depends where I'm flying to. I mean, when I flew over there for the weekend, I think the flights cost me 70 quid return. That was EasyJet from Belfast to Luton. Hello, Heath. You at City Junction. How are you doing, sir? How's things over in the Big Apple? I must admit, I haven't caught up with your channel for a while to see what you're at. So putting these every 30 centimeters. Right, so that's right, so I need to tomorrow now, or yeah, it's going to have to be tomorrow. Need to make some more supports so I can continue this on. That's not right. 5-1 goes there, and 1 goes there. That's better. So there we can see. So when it comes to putting these ones here, obviously the lower ones you're able to stick a screw all the way through to hold it in the baseboard. With these ones here, what I do is, I'll see where I put it down, just draw around it, and then mark 2 holes, drill down, put it back in place, and where the holes are, I can screw up into this and then screw the board into this. So it keeps it all nice and secure. Well, this incline I'm building is a 1 in 60. So now previous, I've been able to pull 8, 9 coaches up this incline, no problem with some of my locos. No, I don't tend to use glue. I just screw the thing together. Because I find that's because I end up moving and changing things so often that if I glue it, then it means ripping it apart as opposed to just unscrewing it. Hi, Evie, how you doing? Hope you're keeping well. I don't know, did you make it there on Sunday to have a look around? Were you with your dad? Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier on, Chris, when I was doing it, because I explained the different aspects off of how slopes are measured. You know, you have grade, ratio, and angle. The angle's not much good to you unless you start using calculus to work out the lengths and heights and everything like that. The grade is just a percentage, which is just the same as a ratio. So if it's 5% grade, it means for a certain distance, it'll go up 5% of that distance in height. How you deal with transition? Well, it's such 1 to 60 is such a slight increase. It's only, I think angle-wise now, this works out just about 1 degree. So going from there up, it's not too much. I try and maybe just put a slight little bend in the track, but not too much because I find it's not required. Oh, well, next time, Evie, you'll have to come to a show and we'll meet up. You can meet us all mad bunch. Yeah, that's what I'll be doing. Little bits of shims. I got some like 1mm cork that I'll be building up as I go along. I will be adding the supports now, Seamus, where the joins are, because I'll be measuring them, cutting supports, putting them in, so I can cut it where the joins are. I'll be doing that. So that'll be done at the same time now. I'm just basically building the slope now, because first of all, I want to build the slope around before I really screw it in, just to make sure it's where I want it and it works out. And then I can screw it all together, put in, because obviously like here, this is a baseboard joint, so I'll be putting a support this side and that side, and then cutting that piece of wood across here, so it's all in one section. Yeah, so I'll be using, here, let's go back down this end again. Oops. I try not to, oh, everything's got tangled now. So, just about here is where the incline is going to start. So let me get a piece of track. So from here, so I'll start here with little thin bits of cork, gradually building it up, layering up the cork until I get to, I need about 5 mil, and then I've got some 5 mil ply that I can use in this section and just build it up gradually to support the track. So the track is always supported all the way, either with cork and thinner ply or with this ply here. Hope that's clear, or maybe as clear as mud. Really, I just want to get this done, get some track down, because somebody's grandson has been given out to me that I don't have enough trains running. And gets bored, so I have to get the trains running to keep Kyan happy. It's not at all that I want to get trains running and see them whizzing around again. Is it tonight he's on? I know, Seamus, you did text me. Is it next week or is it tonight? Because if it's tonight, I'm going to be finishing up pretty soon, so I can go watch it. Perfect for drinking, Joe. So you got a cup, did you, Andy? Little Trains, Big Names of Pete Waterman. So it's on tonight at 9 o'clock. All right, I'll keep going for another few minutes. And then I'm going to call it evening, and I'm going to go and watch that. I've got the fire going in here, so I can sit down in front of the fire and watch it. Ooh, washing myself out there. So before I say goodnight for the evening, anybody got any questions or anything they want me to go over? Oh, lost me. Oh, you got a mug for me as well. Oh, that's a shame I missed you on Sunday. Yeah, I need you to review everything you said and did right after you said, here's what I'm doing tonight. Yeah, the sort of plan is that because this section here is to go down to the fiddle yard. So the fiddle yard and the incline will basically only have power on it when I need to pull trains up, because there's no point in powering it because you'll have trains sitting down there with lights on and all that sort of thing. Might as well kill it. save some of the power for running the trains on the top level. So it'll have a kill switch, so it'll be dead. It'll be, as you say, it'll be a separate district. I will be hopefully at some point whenever I go down the road of automation and that. As I build it, I will be putting isolating fish plates in. So each siding will be its own section. So at a later date, it can be wired up to be used as for automation. Graham, how many pizzas have you delivered tonight? Have you been busy? The plan tonight is to chat with the viewers and achieve very little on the layout. That sometimes happens, Timber, but I've done as much tonight as I can because I need to go now and cut some more. So I only done up to, I think it was 5.5 centimeter elevation. Obviously, they got to go all the way up to about 12 centimeters, I think, is what I worked it out to be. So I'm about halfway there. So by the time I get back around to where I started, it should be at the level I want. A great lesson in winging it. Right, it's coming up to 1:45 now. I'm going to call it a day there, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out. And I'll see you again next Thursday. Hopefully I'll have the inclines maybe be done and we'll actually be laying some track. Video out tomorrow, which is just basically on my haul from the weekend. Bits and pieces I bought. So the missus will see that tomorrow and then I'll be in trouble. So thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And I will see you all next week, hopefully. Unless my missus does see the video. So take care, everyone. Oh, he's going to love you for that, Evie. Good night, everyone. Take care, everyone. Bye.